have changed so much that I'd be even more interested.
Yes, maybe it wasn't an open-ended enough question to elicit a longer response.
We'll see what they have to
Yeah,
add.
why don't y'all start
Let's
while
take
you're lining-
five people in line at a time, and get up there, go ahead, get right up.
While you're lining up, I want to ask Al, why do you?
But 5 at a time, please, okay?
You understand how important technology is to the future of news. Why do you still use a typewriter?
A manual typewriter.
Manual typewriter.
Every Sunday.
Well, I use an old Royal typewriter. That's the same model as the one I used when I was editor of the Mole at the University of South Dakota.
That typewriter, incidentally, is as old as Al Newhart.
And you can pound the keys. I love getting information on the computer, especially sports scores or the late news events. But you can't really create on it because you have to have too soft a touch. And I want to take my frustrations out of it. So that's why I still use an old typewriter.
Okay, now for the really good questions, we're going to go to the Free Spirit Scholars. You just identify yourself.
Hi, Mr. Newhart. My name is Kelly Goss. I'm from Davis, California. Mr. Overby touched on this a little bit, but based on your experience with USA Today and the criticism it experienced in the beginning, how do you advise young journalists like ourselves to handle criticism in the beginning of our careers?
When you're young and you're vulnerable, how do you handle that criticism?
The reason he repeats the question is not because I can't hear you, but because it gives me a chance to think of an answer. What was the question? I think...
When you're young
yeah.
and you face failure or you stumble along the way, how do you accept that? How do you come to accept that and overcome it?
How do you deal with your critics?
Well,
Or not being an A-plus student, maybe. Right.
well, again, I think it's true whether you're high school age or my age or in between like you guys. If you listen to criticism and have a thick skin and evaluate it, you really can learn a lot from it. A lot more than people who slapping you on the back and telling you how great you are. That doesn't do much for you except your ego. Criticism, if you evaluate it and learn from it, is what makes you do better things.
Thank you.
I watched Al be criticized when USA Today came with lots of vitriol. And the public persona was Al didn't care. But as I got to know Al and work with him behind the scenes, he really didn't care. He did not care what people thought of him as long as he stayed true to his principles. And that's hard to do, and that's the way you deal with the critics that have confidence in yourself.
Hi, Mr.